And our words for today on this Friday of the fourth week of Lent, this Friday, March the 15th, our words for today, recompense of holiness, taken from our reading today from the book of Wisdom, chapter 2. This written most likely a couple hundred years before the birth of Jesus. Listen closely to how much it reveals about what is going to happen to Jesus. The wicked said among themselves, thinking not aright, let us beset the just one, because he is obnoxious to us. He sets himself against our doings, reproaches us for transgressions of the law, and charges us with violations of our training. He professes to have knowledge of God and styles himself a child of the Lord. To us he is the censure of our thoughts. Merely to see him is a hardship for us, because his life is not like that of others, and different are his ways. He judges us debased. He holds aloof from our paths as from things impure. He calls blessed the destiny of the just, and boasts that God is his Father. Let us see whether his words be true. Let us find out what will happen to him. For if the just one be the Son of God, he will defend him. With revilement and torture, let us put him to the test, that we may have reproof of his gentleness, and try his patience. Let us condemn him to a shameful death, for according to his own words, God will take care of him. These were the thoughts, but they erred, for their wickedness blinded them, and they knew not the hidden counsels of God, neither did they count on a recompense of holiness, nor discern the innocent soul's reward. Brothers and sisters, this is not a pagan nation that the book of Wisdom is speaking to. It is speaking to the household of God. It continues to speak to the household of God. It continues to speak to each and every one of us. Neither did they count on a recompense of holiness, a righteous response to our actions, a perfect response to our actions, measured by the way we conduct ourselves. It's true today. What we do is important. How we respond to the gospel is important. How we react to the things that we know. Our culpability is based on those things that we know, and once we know them, we can't unknow them. We are called to obedience. And so the Lord is judging us by our actions, just as he judged the people that are spoken to here in the book of Wisdom, just as the people who encountered him during his lifetime were judged by their response. This righteous response from God, this perfect response from God based on how we react and how we conduct ourselves. We aren't free of that. The children of God are not free of that, because we are called to represent our faith in a way that is tangible, in a way that shows clearly that our belief is important to us. And yes, there is a response to that thing, for good and for ill, based on what we do. We see it most clearly in the division of the sheep and the goats. The only thing that separated those two groups, brothers and sisters, is what they did and what they did not do. And so we have to be cognizant of that ourselves, to know that there will be a recompense of holiness, a perfect and just recompense, because God is perfect and he is just and he is merciful. But we are, as children of God, called to live in a way that is pleasing to him. He is always willing to forgive, but he calls us to a conduct, to a way of life that we know that we must live by, because we know that he is going to hold us accountable, particularly as his children, called to proclaim the gospel of Jesus Christ in his name. He is going to hold us accountable for that thing. Recompense of holiness, our words for today.